And what are the experience of some people that will share with us their perspective. So I give the word to Boris Bosanic.
Okay, thank you. Thank you, Cristobal, and welcome to all of you on behalf of the DECriS organizing team. DECriS means the digital education in crisis situations. So I hope that we had great time in these 2 days, and that's it for the beginning. Yes, okay.
Thank you very much, Boris, from University of Osijek, the institution that is coordinating this DECriS project, digital education for crisis situations, times when there is no other alternatives, but also this alternative could be used in normal situation. That is the philosophy of the project. Maybe we should take lessons of what happened in the last 2 years. I am sure Conxita will explain in her opening words her experience itself as a teacher of in the campus of the nutrition of the University of Barcelona. She's her background is from pharmacy, bromatology, isn't it? More or less. And she also is very concerned with teaching. She has been responsible for teaching in some situation, but now she is working for all the university from these perspectives. So what has been your experience? Sure, you have this idea in your opening word, I think. Thank you.
Thank you, Cristobal. Thank you very much. Good afternoon. It's a pleasure to welcome all of you. It's right what you said, but I am talking some minutes about, in general, what the pandemic has given us from them to now. So welcome all of you, those who are behind the screen, and of course those who are present here in this meeting room. Thank you very much, Cristobal, for inviting me to open this session and to share for a while some of your discussion about the DECriS project. Really, the pandemic was a shock for all of us, for the society, citizens, families, students, teachers. It has been really terrible. All of us were obliged to switch from one day to the next, the way we teach, how students learn, and how we can evaluate their learning progress. But we did it. We have learned a lot in this sad situation, and now we have to take advantage of all of it. I would like to share with you some reflections of teaching and learning during this year and a half. Some of them are included in the reflective process of your project. I saw it. These months in pandemic has shown that, in fact, we have a great potential to adapt to online and hybrid environments. We all, teachers and students, have learned to use technologies we had never used before. For example, now we are in a Zoom application, and there are many others. We have also seen that online teaching cannot be done simply by transferring classical classes to a video conference. It's different. Teaching needs to be adapted to a new format. It's important to prepare new materials for the students and to use the technology in the right way. This includes, of course, the way we design the assessment process. This detail worried a lot all of us. The pandemic also has made us appreciate the value of face-to-face activities and human relationships. Moving to a completely virtual environment makes it very easy to disconnect from the academic life, the faculty, and our peers. So we have to adapt methodologies used in order to engage better our students. We have also observed an increase in mental health problems, especially in students. We saw the importance of taking care of the emotional health. The pandemic highlighted the importance of psychological support unit for students and for staff, teachers and support staff. We already had this service, but it proved to be clearly insufficient for people of the UB community. It was insufficient before, but we didn't know that. Now, yes. Therefore, we now know that it is necessary to have a counseling center for teachers and students, properly sized and with professionals who can make an initial assessment of the situation to solve the simplest and most common problems, and then, if necessary, derive those cases that require greater customization and specialized treatment. At this time, we have set up a phone call center here in the UB, where people can phone if they have a need for assistance. But in the near future, we must develop a well-dimensioned mental and emotional health center. We also became aware that at times, some members of the community were lacking the necessary technical devices. Then an extra budget expenditure was used to ensure internet connectivity and also a laptop to all students in financial difficulties. These scholarships have been maintained during the last course and also now in the 21-22 academic year. Just in the lockdown moment, technology was provided to enable classes to be taught virtually. We provided an urgent response to an urgent situation. The effort to technicalize the classrooms has been an investment that we should use in the future, for example, for online programs, or why not, to help students who decide to combine studies and work. But we must improve these learning spaces and to think about the best way to use them. We have also to transform them little by little to hybrid active learning spaces. We'll do it. Right after the outbreak of the pandemic, different UB services began to work to help teachers and students to maintain the academic activity and to ensure the planned teaching as much as possible. The institution made available to students and staff different resources so that learning was affected at minimum. Different guides were developed with information, recommendations, and resources for virtual teaching. Different tools that teachers can use to develop their online teaching, and also about how to maintain communication with the with the students during the period without face-to-face teaching activity. Also, recommendation and resources for virtual evaluation, among other materials. On the other hand, the section responsible for teacher training at the UB organized many webinars, many courses to help teachers in online teaching, and also to give them counseling about assessment methodologies. Teachers welcome these teaching and learning facilities and tools. But the pandemic situation brought home the fact that teachers need to develop more fully their digital competences. And this is a key point to ensure the success of whatever materials or other facilities we offer to them. So I have pointed out 5 tips. The capacity of all of us to adapt to a crisis situation, the importance of taking care of emotional health of the community, the technology and learning spaces that must proportion the right environment, the need to have a kind of database with tools and different materials for teaching, whatever the type of teaching be. And finally, an adequate training in digital competences of teachers, students, and also support staff. So we have learned a lot during all this time, and we have now the responsibility to take advantage of it, not only to be used in other crisis situations, but also as an opportunity to develop other academic program types. It's really an opportunity for the development also of more flexible training programs to improve and enhance the internationalization and to open our minds to new horizons. Initiatives as yours are very useful to be used in many contexts, not only in pandemic. I am sure that the conclusions of your projects, as well as the materials you have planned to design, will be very interesting for the higher education system in an open knowledge world. So that's all. Now is your turn. Let's let the session be open. Thank you very much for your attention. Have a good time and good work. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Conxita, for this interesting and I can say is a good picture of what had happened in the University of Barcelona. But these days, with our colleagues from Bulgaria, from Germany, from Croatia, we have experienced that the experience was similar in most of the places. So this kind of project will help us to strengthen and to go in these 5 lines you have said. Mm-hmm. Thank you very much for coming.
Thank you, Cristobal. Thank you, all of you.